Anyone who is empathetic and compassionate is definitely going to resonate with this message. And so, what I want to talk about today is how some people are going to be attracted to you simply because you have a presence of healing. And this often happens to people that are on the spiritual path and that have had, it's not necessarily that you need to go through trauma, but more often than not, the people that I have seen throughout my entire life and in the Regal Change Academy community that we have, as well as the consultations I've done with people all around the world at this point, 250 plus, I've seen the most people that are the most empathetic are often the ones that have had the most trauma to go through in their life. You know how sometimes in movies or in stories where the villain goes through some traumatic stuff just as much, if not more so, than the hero, and sometimes the hero goes through just as much, if not more, than the villain. But the difference between the hero and the villain is the kinds of decisions that they make following the extended situation of that toxic or traumatic environment. And they use their pain to heal others. They use their pain for good. They use their pain to acknowledge that not everybody is going to have a good go with this life. And some people need to be helped more than others. And this is a gift from God. This kind of attitude to want to heal people is a gift from God. And it's definitely not always a fun thing, I would say, to be in that position, because sometimes the things that people will tell you, like I've had random people in the last 7 years now, almost now, since I've had my spiritual awakening. I mean, throughout my whole life, things have been kind of strange, but like with people, I've never really felt that home around people, and yet people have always felt at home around me for some reason. And now I understand why. It's because I was always comfortable, even when I was uncomfortable being myself, I was always comfortable being myself. And it was oftentimes there were insecurities, of course, just like anybody else is going to have. But for the most part, I radiated this kind of energy where I would be willing to see and listen to anybody that is willing to see and listen to me. And that's the way that I always strive to live my life. And it's just about basic respect as well, and having a reverence for the lives of people around you. And this is a very attractive quality that is going to, it's almost like this fragrance of healing that comes off of your spirit when you are in this position, when you are really just radiating this light and positive energy. Even if you're talking about things that might be very difficult for you or for other people to hear, you understand that giving people what they need to hear more than what they want to hear is actually among the highest forms of love that you can possibly do. And you might feel a little bit sorry that you can't help these people sometimes, and that's okay, but don't dwell on it, because there's obviously this very old metaphor that I learned in psychology and social work classes in college, which I think is applicable to the situation here, which is that take this boy walking on the beach, and he's going around and he's tossing the starfish back into the sea that have washed up upon the shore. And finally, some person goes up to him and he says, well, to this boy, he says, hey, well, the starfish are going to just come right back up, right? And the boy says something along the lines of, yes, but if one of them can stay out there in the sea, then that's good enough for me. That means I've done my job here, and that means that I've served them in life in some way. Something along those lines, that's the metaphor. And that's kind of the same way that Jesus tells us that we're going to be made to be fishers of men, right? That's what he tells Peter. And what exactly does that mean? Well, it means that we're just supposed to spread the good word and the healing energies as much as we can. And God will sort out the people later. And you know what's crazy is this is day 5 of me being sick, and I only really have like a stuffy nose at this point and a little bit of a headache. Um, thank God, because man, oh man, like the cough, there's like a lingering cough, but it's not, it doesn't hurt anymore. Um, thank goodness, because yesterday was probably the worst out of all of the days. But today, just really taking matters into my own hands and making sure that I'm really taking care of myself. It's almost like God has put me in a position where He wants me to be weak right now. He wants me to be physically weak and to really lean on Him at this point. And again, I cannot help this feeling of He's preparing me for something. And anybody that's gone through any kind of refinement knows that you're going to be prepared for something better every single time, without doubt, every single time. But that doesn't mean it's going to get easier. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to get all sunshine, rainbows, and lollipops, and sugar and spice, and all things nice. Um, but I've been sick, but people are still reaching out to me. I'm still doing business as much as I can, at least as much as I can manage. I'm not nearly as caught up as I'd like to be, but uh, it just is what it is right now. Today I'm feeling, again, much better. But there's still this kind of element of I still feel better even when I'm at my worst during sicknesses like this. And it's not even that bad of a sickness. It's just, I don't know. I guess I'd rather be punched like multiple times by Bruce Lee or somebody than I would rather have a common cold. I just hate being sick, because at least with the physical pain, like even if I was like anyway, the point is like even if with physical pain, I would at least have some kind of form of control of how to more take care of this. Stuff like this where it just kind of feels like a virus or something, you just kind of have to let it run its course and adjust the best that you can, and just make healthy decisions as often as you can. And but even now, when I'm feeling at my among my lowest physically, I still have people reaching out to me. I'm still helping people to the best of my abilities, because I'm not going to turn away anybody. Even when I'm like this, I'm not going to turn them away unless I absolutely cannot. Like I cannot do a call, or I cannot do uh, something. Like I will not go away, because I'm just not that kind of person. Like I don't give up. I don't quit, and I know that I can always be better, and I'm ambitious in that regard because I know what I'm capable of, and uh, I know that I'm not the only one going through stuff. Like that's another thing that's going to be really attractive about you, if you have this understanding that you're not the only one that goes through shit. That's really powerful for people to hear about and to know about, and people people can relate to that. People understand that. And even if they're not necessarily empathetic themselves, they at least subconsciously will have an understanding. But you do have to be careful and cognizant of any kind of energy vampires or narcissists or anything like that, because they will just try to take your energy. They're not trying to get healed. And you got to be careful in your relationships as well, because if you're not careful in your relationships and you do emanate this healing quality about you, and you have this uniqueness about you that nobody could really take away, even if they wanted to, because I do believe everybody's unique, but not everybody. I don't even believe everybody's unique. I know everybody's unique. And I know that sounds a bit cliche perhaps, but it's entirely true. I've never met somebody and thought to myself, this is the same exact person as that person. Even if they were like plagiarizing or something, their delivery is different, their mannerisms are different, everything about them is different. Of course, people can mimic, but nobody can really mimic somebody that's authentic. And so if you have this authentic healing presence, the opposite gender, if you're out there trying to date or whatever, or trying to, I don't even like saying trying to date. I would prefer you, make a family. This is the more the mindset to have. If you're out there trying to make a family, then of course there are going to be people that see your positive energy and just going to want to feed off of it like an energy vampire, like a cockroach in human form. These people are literally snakes and scorpions and all of these terrible things that just want to take from you. There's a difference between like a man taking on a woman for responsibility and accountability, and a woman taking a man. A woman that takes a man is, I've seen this every single time. It's like when the woman thinks she's the leader, let's say, that's a better way to think about this. When a woman thinks that she's the leader, they're going to be led to hell, the gates of hell. They're absolutely 100%. I've never seen it not go that way when the woman is leading. Just some food for thought. And I've got a lot of experience with people and relationships that I've seen, and just the kinds of people that I've known in the past. And I think a lot of men just leave their frame at some point in the conversation with the woman that they're with, and so the man is no longer taking the woman on an adventure into his life. The woman is snatching the power that the man has. And remember, in the Bible, it also says not to give your strength unto women. And so this is something that you really have to pay attention to as a man, because if you do lose that frame, I've never seen it go back to where you can regain the frame, so to speak. You might lose the frame a little bit. I've seen this happen with relationships where the man loses the frame a little bit, but if the frame is just cracked even a little bit, it can bend, but if it cracks, it's over. It's gone. It's done. No matter what you do, it's like glass. Like once the man has broken the frame of his glass frame per se, yeah, that's not good. And you don't want to make obviously a glass frame, because it's a metaphor, but you don't want to make a glass frame, because then if people throw stones at it, so to speak, it'll shatter even easier. But my point here is that as a man, if you do radiate this healing energy, you've got to be very mindful of the kind of women that you'll be inviting into your life. And a woman, likewise, but just flipped, you got to be very mindful of the kind of men that you'll be inviting into your life if you have this healing quality. But the relationships that I've seen where they're both emanating this really powerful, positive, healing, radiant energy, things usually go out for the better. So anyways, guys, I hope this message was useful and insightful. Man, these last few days have been intense. I'm really glad that I'm slowly but surely getting better, and just taking it day by day at this point. Not going to the gym again. This is the first time I haven't gone to the gym in 2 days, like 2 days in a row, in probably 2 years. So that just tells you guys where I'm at with this sickness. Again, the mucus is clear. Like everything is, for the most part, on the surface, it doesn't look too bad, but holy crap, on the inside, man, it's a pain in the butt. But you know what? Like, these kinds of things make us stronger. These kinds of things make us more durable. And something I've been telling myself to just kind of make sure my mind is over the matter is where, like, I'm not sick. I can still do these things. And it's not necessarily denial of the situation. It's more of like a pathological confidence in what I need to be doing, because like, as entrepreneurs, anybody that's an entrepreneur out there, you understand that you cannot take days off, because it's kind of like this kinetic energy where if you build up that kinetic energy, if you do get sick or something, it can last for a certain amount of time, but you've got to ring up that momentum again. And man, going into 2025 so far, it's been nuts. Like these It's already February 8th, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost mid-February. Can you believe that? I can't believe that. But it's just crazy. Time is moving faster and faster, and uh, I don't think it's just age. I don't think it's just me getting a little bit older, because I'm 28 right now, and I'll be 29 this year. But I don't think it's just age. It's something different. But anyways, guys, I do hope that this message was useful and insightful for you. If you do want to join the Regal Change Academy, we have the free Discord as well as the paid community as well. In the free Discord, I just put out the ebook that is exclusively in the Regal Change Academy. You'll get it for free in the Discord, or if you're in the paid academy, you'll also get it there in the paid academy as well. I just wanted to make it free but exclusive to the Regal Change Academy specifically. So feel free to check that out. We've also got the meditation guides, fitness guides, etc. in there. And then in the paid community, we are starting up the Legends of Stoicism class series here in a couple weeks. We're going to be reading a few different ancient Stoic philosophers in that class, and then there's going to be task sheets to go along with the readings that we'll be doing for that. We also have classes and courses that you can take in the Regal Change Academy, the paid community, that you can do on your own time, such as AI optimization, Nexus Attraction, which is talking about how to attract more healthy relationships. And then we've got the meditation workshop, Godlike Savage workshop, etc. We also have a weekly Bible study call as well as a weekly Regal Assembly call in there. I do appreciate everybody moving from the X platform, the YouTube platform, over to X, Rumble, and Instagram recently. And I do appreciate your guys' extra support, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. We're just going to keep on keeping on. The train doesn't stop here. And with all that being said, peace be with you all. God bless. Until next time.